let's kick off with this topic. So Courtney Love, you all remember her. Well, she just told the world that Taylor Swift is, quote, not interesting as an artist. And
New mom agrees.
she also said that Taylor Swift is, quote, not important. Wow! These shots are being fired left and right.
Yeah.
Well, Courtney told the Evening Standard that while it is great that there are so many successful women in the music industry, a lot of them are becoming a cliche. Okay, Andrea, agree or disagree?
You know what I didn't see on my bingo card for 2024? Agreeing with Courtney Love. I think about this all the time because I grew up listening to all different types of music, and I think I also got the benefit of being sandwiched in between some really good generations of music. I got the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, like I've got it all. And now when I look at today's artists, I don't know if you guys know this, the music is very safe. And the artists are very vanilla. And I feel like when I look at them, when I think about the top pop artists right now, it feels like they all came from a modeling agency. We're talking Shawn Mendes, Olivia Rodrigo, Taylor, Beyonce, Rihanna. Everybody's very cookie cutter and clean. Even Billie Eilish, who's supposed to be the edgy one, if you look at her, she's a very conventionally beautiful girl who dresses like an edgy person, but if you look at her behavior, she's a very safe, nice girl who likes to hang out with her brother. Like, we don't, right? We don't have that edginess. So I'm thinking about Courtney in the time that she came up, and it felt like bands were more organic. Like, people started their bands in like the garage or, you know, in some dive bar, and then they made it. And now it feels like everybody's very curated and manicured, and everybody says the right things, and everybody wears the right outfits, and their red carpet looks are perfect. And I know what she's talking about. We're looking for that edginess. Where's the Meatloaf? Where's the Cyndi Laupers? Where are the Tina Turners? Where are the individualities?
Hold on, Andrea, hold on. The Swifties are unleashing as we speak on social media. I mean, what do you think?
I'm definitely going to go against the Swifties. I'm smart enough to know better. But here's the thing. While I agree for the most part in terms of how everyone has become cookie cutter, to say that Taylor Swift is not interesting, I feel is not fair.
So what makes her interesting?
Because who else would represent people who keep breaking up with people and never taking accountability?
But does that make an artist interesting?
I think that's interesting. Because who else would be the representative for those people to say, like, you know what, no, I'm perfect, all of you are the problem. And for me, that's what makes Taylor Swift very interesting.
Wow, what do you think?
I'm such a big fan.
You just keep firing those shots this morning. You're like,
I think, you know, Courtney said two things. She said not important, and I do not agree with that statement, but not interesting is an interesting thing to say because that's very subjective. And I hate the fact that, like, I was afraid. I think most of us were afraid to have this conversation today. And that says something about where we've come to in terms of toxic fandom. Back in the day, you could criticize people and say, like, I could even say as a huge Prince fan, there was a certain song or a certain album that I didn't like.
Yeah,
We talked
absolutely.
about this before.
Yeah.
And yet now, I've heard backstage, I'm not gonna point out anybody or the artist, but people say, I can't say that out on the,
I did it. I was the one who did it.
I mean, that's the thing, and that's a terrifying time. Why do we think we're at that level of fandom?
Well, I think social media has everything to do with it, right?
Yes.
Social media gives one person a megaphone and they sound like 1,000 people.
Right.
Yep.
And so one thing that if you're like, I don't like that person, all of a sudden it sounds like 10,000 people are saying it. So I think that's what's happening there. I want to go back to who is saying it first. I mean, I don't know where Courtney's been, and not to diss Courtney and what she represents for music, but like, I smell a little clout chasing.
No.
Really?
No, I disagree. She was doing an interview for the BBC, in fairness, and the context of it was she was talking about women in the music business who inspired her. And she was talking about everyone from Billie Holiday, Nina Simone, Kate Bush, Patti Smith. These are sort of edgy, more fringe artists. And to be clear, I think, again, you should be able to say your opinion without the fear. Like, right now, this is a major story to me.
Yeah. But I think the reason why I don't know for sure, but to me, even like to say she's not interesting, as you said, is subjective. That's up to your taste.
Yeah.
But to say she's not important, she made $1 billion on a worldwide tour. So you are not only discounting Taylor and all the hard work, you're also discounting her fan base. Now, whether you are a Swiftie or you're not, she represents more than just a music artist. She is a representation of them. So when you criticize her, they feel like you are criticizing them. And so I think that it's hard to be a female in 2024. And what I think Taylor allows, or perhaps for some of her fans, gives permission, is to be unapologetically, emotional, or to be unapologetically vulnerable, or to be whatever
And
it
boring.
is.
Yeah, but also,
That's subjective.
No,
I don't
but
think she's
also-
boring. No,
But also,
I don't think she's
I
boring.
think that's part of the problem. Tying your entire personality into an artist is part of the problem.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm
That's
not
where
saying
the
that it's not part of the problem.
Yeah, that's where the toxic nature comes from.
Yeah.
Also, part of it is that, as you were saying this, I was like, she's representative in a way of what we've done into all industries. It's like there's a box office success movie, and then all the movies kind of look the same.
It's Fast and
Yes.
Furious
There's-
29.
That's right. And one person
'Cause it
holds the
works.
lion's share of the power, and they get all of the money and they get all the accolades, and all these little artists and little filmmakers and little kind of people, comedians, I'm sure that sometimes feels like there's this...
Got shut out.
Yeah, get shut out.
Yeah.
So anyway...
And I think we're also we're misconstruing her success and making money with her social media presence, because I think if social media existed when Michael Jackson was alive, when Madonna was at the height, I think we'd be talking about them in a very different way.
Yeah.
So I think that we're conflating the two things. But we'll move on, and we've had enough Taylor, because really, does she need any more press?
She's
No,
all
she
right.
does not. She's doing all right. All right.
Hey there, what did you think? Drop your comments below and join the conversation. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can find more on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. See you soon.